Estrella Monlat support until the AD demons are exorcised.
Hey, happy Monday. Hope you guys doing well. It was a day off. It was a long weekend. It's a long weekend's almost over. Why can't all weeks be 3-day weekends? Man, I'm a proponent of the 4-10. If I can have 4 days a week, but 10 hours on those 4, it's so nice. I say that, but right, it would be very hard to stream then during those 4. I have an extra day. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. Traffic video came out yesterday. It seems like people like it. I think. I'm glad because the amount of crashing that I went through for it was too high. As I said in that video, but that doesn't mean that's over. Still more to figure out in that system. Question is, how much do I want to figure out in that system? I don't know. I don't have an answer to that. For now, more. For now, I want to figure out more. But aside from that, I got some exciting stuff to show. I'll show it probably later in the stream once more people are here. Yeah. As a little preview for Sunday's video that I've been working on behind the scenes today. And that's also has driven me insane today. Because there was also a lot of, well, not crashes, but restarts until a certain setting got fixed. But don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Hey, Leah, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. You're in Devil Limbo? What do you mean? Is that why you haven't been here in a bit? Why are you in Devil Limbo this time? Did you stop working your game again? Is that what happened? Is that what you mean by limbo? Hope you had a nice weekend, though. You want to do your previous horror game because it's small. Stop. Wasn't your previous horror game too big? And now you're saying the current one is bigger? No? Why did you stop working on it? It was the cave one? Okay. Stop making games too big. You don't have the attention span for the big games. You need to make a game that you can finish in a week. That's what you need. You need to have a finished product in a week. Max 2, I think. And then you can build on top of that. That seems impossible. I made a small little game part-time when I was doing my the prototype for my game for the game jam. It's not possible. It doesn't have to be fully fleshed out, but you need to have a fully working prototype in a week or two. I think you start fleshing things out little by little by little, but at least you'll have a full playable experience in a week. I think animations might not be there. Might be old cubes. You gotta do that. Make it playable. Once you get play, you'll start seeing, oh, okay, now you see the direction. You start seeing okay. And maybe that will motivate you. But there's a reason game jams are a thing. And people make great games during game jams, right? That are only a few days. And I'm saying a week or two. I think of plenty of time. I think it'll be fine. Probably do some game jams to understand small scope. Yeah. I think for you, that would actually be a very good idea. Because you definitely cannot scope small. For sure. I can attest to that. Start with don't start with a what? Actually, maybe go extreme. Go with the 1 day or 2 day game jams. They go the super short ones. The ones you're you can't even you have to from the ground up have a plan to do something so small that you can execute in several hours. And go with those. And then when you feel a little more comfortable with those, then do a couple of days or a week. And you'll realize all of a sudden how much time you have to do all this stuff. And then, but you also realize how much you can get done then within a day. I think for you, it would be very successful, probably. Do it. Do it. Yeah, I got I don't know if lucky is the right word. I guess. I got lucky, in quotes, that the thing that I want to make is something I was thinking about for a while, just not like fleshed out in any sense of the meaning. And the only thing I needed the game jam for, the first one I did, was just to show me that I can make a game at this point. I made something. It was playable. That was enough for me. And I don't have not PTSD. Although it depends on for certain things. OCD? No, not OCD. ADHD, that's the one. Forget. I'm terrible with acronyms. I don't have ADHD. So I don't. You know what gives me PTSD though? That. I download the sound. I haven't made it a sound effect yet. I forgot to. I've been busy with other stuff. I haven't made it a redeem, that is. But I've downloaded it. I mean, I literally grabbed it from Unreal. I just exported it out, so it is the exact sound. I was like, man, do I need to record this, the monitor when it's happening? I was like, no. It has to be somewhere as a file. So I just grabbed the file. I need to set it up as a redeem and be like, call it like PTSD. Trigger PTSD in Unreal users. Unreal dev PTSD. Anyway, we're setting stuff up over on Friday for cone stuff. I was testing out this with the effects, so it's using the Niagara collision system, right? So theoretically, I should be able to filter out the name of it. For the blood one. P splashboards underscore decal underscore fix. What? Is that the name of it? Oops. Oh, decal picks, not fix. Right, decal picks. Yeah, it's this one. So theoretically, I can say if this is equal to this, otherwise just print screen or print string. Oh, and to re-enable there you go. So he's just printing. I need to have him not be able to catch himself on fire because he's hitting himself. But I mean, one thing at a time. What I probably need to do is just offset the start location. Start delay, cone length, number of steps, offset trace rotation. Do I not have an offset trace off? Do I not have a offset? I have an Niagara system offset. I do. It's just freaking random order. Does this have an offset? No. Okay. So a couple of things, right? We have this. This is working. It is triggering. So theoretically now what we can do is wherever it is, we can do a blueprint. We can do a event dispatcher and then have the state tree one listen to the dispatcher and then do that. So like this one will be fine if it's not a turret mode, but if it's a turret, as in rotating, I mean, with a wide arc turret or rotating it at all, I guess though. When I was originally imagining it, I wasn't imagining rotating the turret or rotating it in general. Do I even care enough to set all this up? Because I'm just realizing, like, I'm doing it because I want to just add a rotation to, just be able to do a rotation with the cone one, to be able to like rotate with the cone one. But I can rotate just fine with the line one. Do I need to rotate? Because the plan was to, oh, you know, I do, because do I? Do I want to? I guess I do want to rotate. I guess I do want to rotate. Yeah, let's set it up. It'll be good to have. Okay. So what we can do is do an event dispatcher. And this is going to be cone attack hit. It's going to need an input of a vector. Its position. Do I? Or let's make it an array. Because now under false. Oh, it can't be an array because I'm doing. Well, I mean, this is fine still. Loop it. No, you know, okay, we won't do an array. Do one, and it'll just it'll call it multiple times. Okay. So with this, we can now bind to cone attack hit. But I only want to do this if we're doing a particle-based collision. Cone part. It's particle-based collision. So if it's true, we're doing this. False, we're not. And this is going. This is particle-based hit positions. So what I need to do is promote to the variable. Hit positions, but I need to be an array. Add unique. And then here, if it can trace and particle-based collisions is not true, No. Let's do can trace true. This would be better. Because I do want it to false out otherwise. Then particle-based collision. If it's false, then we do what we were doing before. If it's true, hit positions for each loop. Multi sphere trace by channel. Character radius needs to cone trace. Cone half angle. I don't have a radius, huh? Okay. Particle trace radius. Say 100. Make array, ignore self. Then, assuming I hit something, which I guess this is not needed, for each loop. Actually, yeah, I need to do the same thing I was doing here. yeah, we can do this. Save all of this stuff. It's gonna do that for each one of these. When it's done with this, then we do a hit actors for each loop. And it's basically the same thing we're doing here. Why does undo take so long? You, and you. Okay. Okay, so that theoretically will work. And then when I do this, well, after I've done all of this, it needs to clear all of these. Where's the original hit positions? And this one too. So that way, it doesn't re-trigger unless it needs to every however long. Okay. Oh. That is important. So if I have particle-based collision on, theoretically will work. Hey, Renan, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. How long have I been programming this as you're doing Unreal stuff for? Oh, I don't... If you programming, you mean blueprinting, then like 3-ish years at this point. 2 to 3, somewhere there. Like, actually, like, learn, like, properly and then go again and actually learning blueprints. But at this point, like 2 to 3 years. Unreal I've been using on and off for non-blueprint stuff for like a while. Mostly materials. Like as a hobby stuff. Materials, throwing environments in, and that kind of stuff. That I've been doing for a long time. I mean, that's working. Hold on. Uh, 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 How long take to learn stuff? Oh, okay. There's a lot of asterisks there. Like, I went and graduated knowing 3D programs. I've played around with game engines for many years, right? Like, I didn't go in this knowing nothing. I just didn't know Unreal blueprints. I already understood the basics of programming. I don't code, but the logic, all of that, like, clicks with me very easily. And like, that all makes sense. It's just, I hate writing code, so I don't. That's why I don't know C++ or any programming language. But nodes work because it's just the logic. So it's an asterisk. It took me 2 to 3 years, but that doesn't mean that's the norm. Yeah. Okay. So that's the speed. Is that the damage? If I did not particle based, is that going to be doing the same amount of damage? No, why is that faster? Oh, because I need to increase the particle size. I see. Okay, there's this. Generate collision event. Delay between, oh, hold on. 0.25. It still feels slow. That feels better. I say that, but wasn't it 0.1 before? Wait, did I make it slower? No, it was 0.2. I mean, did I make it 0.25? Wait. No, it was 0.1. 0.05. I meant to do 0.025, not 0.25. I can run through this pretty much without taking almost any damage. But if I had it be trace-based, I definitely take damage. So what I need to do is probably increase the size of these particles, or increase the size of the what it's doing. 0.05 delay. 0.04 delay. Because I have it doing Oh wait, I have it point oh. Oh wait, I have 0.01, don't I? This whole thing's on 0.01. Oh, yeah, that needs to be faster than this. Delay between 0.01. Still, still not correct. Velocity threshold. Once said, the event generator will stop sending events when the particle velocity length of the is below the threshold. Probably fine, but ten. Why am I taking no damage now? Okay, 10 is too much. 2. Okay, I'm taking a little bit of damage now. 3? Okay. Like it's still not the same. Why is it not the same? Is it the radius? Radius seems fine. Radius seems fine. Are you reaching me here? You are. You are reaching me. We are adding the hit positions just fine. This is true, we bind it. Damage all checks out. All the settings still are fine. So, oh, you know what it is? It's because the trace is just so much bigger right now. If I don't do particle based, right? That trace is just so much bigger. Yeah, if I like run through like the thin part of it, then I'll take considerably less damage, obviously. Got heart 2. Let me just adjust the angle on it. It's like, I don't know, 5. Right. I'll take 1 as I run through it. Pretty much. If I have it on, do I increase this collision to like 3? Three is probably where I want to be. It seems like 3. Okay. I think that's fine, honestly. That gives us particle-based collisions, which maybe I'll just make the default. And cone-based collisions. So if we just do a cone attack, we don't need particles because it's not doing this kind of like weird stuff. But if it is doing particles, then we have, right? If you're doing wobbly, then we're doing particles. If it's in a straight, then we're just doing cone. For the flamethrower boy, we probably do particles, which is why I wanted to set this up. As in for Ember Tooth, for this guy. This guy shoots a flamethrower. Oh, maybe he will. There he goes. That's the old flamethrower. But as you can see here, if I rotate and I go through all of this, right, it doesn't work. So with this one and the slower rotation and everything, we'll be able to make his flamethrower a lot better, and it'll work on collisions. Why is this thing here? Go away. There. Which is the idea of me setting up the particle-based one. Yay, okay. So I think we actually have then the full particle system, or the full cone attack now. Can I clean this up? Can I? Let's see. So this is the particle one. I'm just gonna collapse these, and this is going to be particle based tracing. Collapse these, and this is going to be just basic cone tracing. Do we need to unbind? Event exit state. Unbind. What's it called? I call it particle. Contact it. Unbind event from contact it. I want to unbind all. So that could cause issues down the line if I forget something. I'll just unbind it though. After it's done. Sweet! We have a contact and a particle-based contact. I think that's a big success. I think we can say cone spray. Check. Okay. Next one is lobbing projectile and a delayed explosion. Do I have an effect that is an explosion that's better than the one I've been using? I don't think I have one in the ones that I recently bought. I don't think any of them have explosions. Just quickly checking. Because I bought these AoE spells, but I don't think they are going to have an explosion. I mean, if that part alone comes as its own thing, maybe actually. Definitely not that one. Unless it's controllable how long it takes. Let's go, let's add this pack. And let's see. There it is. Add to project. Great anime. I wish there was a second season. Okay. Why does it have all these underscores? Move them. We're gonna do a lot. Moving folders needs to be easier and more streamlined. Like, I know why it is the way it is, but I feel like when you do this, there used to be an option that says, like, this is a single person project. Automatically redo all the redirectors. Or like automatic redirector fixing. Or I should have an option of where do I want to put this folder. Actually, not or, and. I want to have that. I want to be able to specify the folder I put the stuff in instead of in the content browser. Like the main content window. I have like a folder I like to keep all the stuff I migrated in. So you go into here. I wonder if advanced copy would be better. Less headaches than doing this and then having like, right, if the folder's still here, I have to update redirectors, go in here, reselect them, remove them again, complain for some reason that there's stuff already has been moved, and then delete. Okay, so let's see what we got. Ah, it's all part of the same one, huh? Interesting. Can we change the time on this? Size. I can definitely make it small. Right, I can turn off the audio because I wouldn't want audio. But ooh, VFX duration 1, 2. Ooh. If I like throw like something on the ground, no, there it is. That's, you know what? Maybe you could work with that. Oh yeah, that. Remove VFX, or remain VFX delay. What? You're back. You looked for me for days. What do you mean? Welcome in, right? How's it going? You're doing well. It's Monday. Yes, I'm back. What, you still do not have? I don't know, because you said you already got the climbing thing last time. So I don't know what else you don't have. What else don't you have? I want to get rid of the ground thing. Oh, I can do no fireball. If I could just get rid of the ground. Paul? Oh, that's cool. Twist. Huh? I might need to just turn off yeah, we can work with that. I can just turn off the round particle one on my copy. Dancing? What is dancing? 0. It's not that. Remain VFX spawn rate scale. Stylized? Whoa. Add some random colors to it. Huh. And your schedule, you say you're here every day? Yeah, every day, weekdays. Every weekday from 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. Pacific. Hey, Stormer, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, if you you can turn on notifications, or if you're join the Discord, I post there when I go live automatically as well. Yeah, few ways to get notified, or just know the schedule, I guess. Spider climbing thing doesn't work for squirrel climbing. Oh, why not? You create a bush. Apparently, no free model exists. What do you mean? There's plenty of bushes. Just look at any like foliage packs. Megascans has stuff. Edgar told you today after he couldn't find me? Yeah. If you're in the Discord, you should always ask. Hey, well, when am I going to be live next? Don't hesitate to ask. He beats running around trying to figure stuff out. It's a hedge bush for a hedge maze. Oh, like a very specific kind of bush. I imagine there should be stuff. I imagine Megascans should have that. We're gonna patiently wait. I mean, that works too. You get options. Yeah, squarish bush. Makes sense, makes sense. Oh, while we're here, might as well take a look at these. This one's cool. This one, though. Yeah. Hold on. Arrow size 5. Oh my god, I can make them.
Stream on life support until the AD demons are exorcised.
Arrow spawn rate 500. This looks awesome. Now you need to pay another human to tell you how to do it? Why do you need to pay someone else how to do it? Ask in forums, ask in discords, like join Unreal Source, go to the blueprint section, for example, and ask there. Maybe someone has an idea. Go to the Unreal forums and ask there. You don't necessarily need to pay anyone to do it. Have you tried asking AI for recommendations on how to achieve this? I mean, there's plenty of ways to get the information for free. You may need a dungeon that has a lot of ghosts that reset you to the beginning if they touch you. I hope that's not in the maze thing that was already seemed overly complicated and painful to the player. YouTube tutorials are all broken. You message the creators one answer, but then you pointed out the error in his code. He stopped answering. I mean, not everything is going to be perfect. Sometimes you are going to be the one to fix stuff for your setup. Maybe it works for his setup, but either there was an update to Unreal that broke something, right? That's gonna you're never gonna find the answer, the exact thing you want anywhere, but you can get the general thing. It too is confused. We're not AI issues, so they go, "Oh, right," and still gives a wrong answer. I mean, try. I don't know if you tried Grok. Grok, I have pretty good success with in that kind of stuff, with Unreal stuff. And I needs very specific information. It doesn't really. It gets better with more specific you give it. Yeah, it doesn't need it. Try to do something just specific that isn't broken when it comes to reading the z-axis. What's the problem with the spider one? Why can't you do the spider one? All you need to know is the logic of how to move the character. Like how you move the character upwards. That's it. You just need to move a cube upwards. Once you have the moving of the cube, the rest is just animation. So I'm not sure what the problem you're facing is. You know how to do it, you don't know what you need. You just know what you have been given isn't working when you walk. I mean, are you sure the problem is the stuff you've been given and not just you're expecting something different? Alter everything with a print string behind it saying made it this far. Movement upward isn't the problem. It breaks when you rotate gravity axis. Okay. Breaks how? And how are you moving it? Oh my god. I like this spell. I like this spell. This effect. This effect is cool. Ooh. Hey, Swarm, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. WA moves left and right, and D moves left and right. Oh, so the controls are reversed. Yeah, so all you need to do is now, instead of making it, you need to make it either camera-based or character-based. And you have to figure out which one you want to have. Either do it based off the forward axis of the player, you move forward and back, or you do it based off the camera. And you just swap your movement, your controls around, to set it up for that that kind of movement. And then you just search how to do that, how to do like camera-based rotation, right? Because when you play, for example, I play, down for me is down. No matter where I am, down is down. But you could have it that this is forward, now this would be forward, and now this would be forward, just because my character is facing this way, right? You're using built-in character controller now, but you used to use tank controls once, and it just spun in circles. Okay, so but that's where you need to go. The problem isn't the climbing. The problem is you just need to set up the controls properly. Okay, but now you know, and now you can start looking into that. And press the button cast to character, get player character, then only run the node string off the true value. Where's something? No, it's not the wrong controller. It's just you can move again, like based off of where the character faces, or based off of the controller. And if you like, okay, here I'll explain it this way. Okay. Normally, you have a character. You press up, it goes up. You press right, it goes right. But now you have introduced a vertical axis here, right? So when the character is up higher, it cannot. This is no longer the right thing. You need to have him go up, for example. Up and right. Right? So you're no longer trying to push in this axis. You need to move it in this axis. So again, you just need to go in and just adjust the controls and figure out, okay, how is he supposed to move? Is it based on the camera? Is the camera in the back looking forward? So in which case it's always forward. Or it's based off of the gravity. You need to adjust based on the gravity. Either way, right? The reason this won't do anything now anymore is because you're pushing against a tree, so it won't go anywhere. But this will make it theoretically have him go around. Right? But it sounds like you have the climbing. You just need to adjust the controls to work, which should be considerably simpler. The combinations of character controller is confusing. There's more than one, and they can be active all at once. Combination of the character controller is confusing. What do you mean combination of them? There's only one character controller. It's character controller and character pawn. That's pretty much it. No? And then there's one per player. That's it. Or am I missing something? Could be missing something. With a code inside a widget, then you can remove from parent, and the code and control goes away and resets the character control. I think that's different. Imagine when you stick to the wall, that green arrow axis doesn't exist anymore, even when I use custom movement. What do you mean the axis is blocked off entirely? Also, don't forget to change your movement mode. Walking, falling, swimming, flying. Maybe flying is the best thing you want, probably because you're ignoring gravity, so you probably want it flying. But maybe not because you're changing the gravity direction. But don't forget about this stuff also exists. There's a bunch of stuff, but that's the general idea. Now from there, you can start testing stuff, and like you at this point, you should have the information you need to now go look up the stuff and test stuff and get it working. Some of those settings on the movement system is in most time the issue of movement not moving. So you can't move, that is why. A lot of types to check. Yeah, it could be several places. Absolutely. I mean, I would start with just a wall, right? Change gravity to a wall, see if you can just run along the walls. That's the simplest one, and there's already a lot of tutorials for that. See if they change the controls at all when they go from just here to just sideways. If they can like run up, down, left, right, then you know that you don't need to do anything with the controls. If they do change stuff, then you have information for that. Good stuff. I think we have basically that one. Ooh, fancy. This one's gonna be good. Oh no, just don't tell me this one doesn't work. It doesn't work! The cool one doesn't... Why does the cool one not work? Oh, this one actually works still. Yeah, we can use this one with Dragathrax. Hell yeah. Spooky. I like this. Oh, you know what? I might make that as a ability. Got some cool effects, some clock stuff. Oh, that's great. That's very simple. One, yeah. Cool. This is my favorite. You start with moving on the ceilings and walls. It's crazy how much stuff gets messed up if you change gravity. Oh yeah, of course. So you have to adjust the movement first. As soon as you change gravity direction, you need to make sure that the movement is going to work. Because forward isn't forward anymore, unless you're doing relative to the character forward vector. I never, is that the default is? Well, I guess no, for me, I'm using a custom thing, right? Right, for me, I'm doing based off the project vector on a plane. Oh, this one actually might work for you, honestly. Because what this might work for your setup, actually. Because you're just changing, if the character's up vector is changing when you change gravity, right? So the up vector becomes sideways, in which case that should be fine, because then the plane normal changes. So if you set it up like this, for world directions, that theoretically will just work. Worth trying. It's too much for your brains. I don't believe that for a second. Okay, well, we have a new explosion thing. Where is it? Yep. So we have this. which I guess we can, let me, I'll call this, a small explosion. Or I guess not small, simplified explosion. So what we're gonna do is change some defaults here. First of all, audio off. Number fireball 0. Size, we'll make it size 1, and then we can adjust from there. Little boy. Duration, we can make it short, but what I want to do is remove the round stuff. Seems like I removed the stuff that I wanted to keep. Okay, let's put that back. That stuff we're keeping. Get rid of you. Decal, probably. I want to get rid of these cracks. There's another decal. Oh, there we go. I think I now need to get rid of the smoke and fire, or and embers afterwards. Where is it? Fireball I don't care about. Yeah, you get rid of that. As the character of the tree and choose the position to and play animation. I mean, the main thing you just do is just movement. All right, as soon as you have movement, you can move in any direction, then you're good. Or rather, move relative to like where you're facing. I mean, the way I imagine it, it should be relatively simple, right? Because in my head, all you do is trace down, and as your ground curves, right, it will put you like this or like this, and then based off of your up vector, you then move. This will always be forward, for example. right? And then sideways is sideways. And that's it. And then there's a button that puts you back normal so you can like fall down or something. Or when you jump, it detaches you back to normal, you know, and you're fine, right? Like in my head, like it should be that, just that. Moving direction is the busted part. Always facing or pulled towards the average of the vectors on the surface of an object. Towards the average of the vectors? What do you mean the average of the vectors? Why are you doing multiple vectors? Gravity only activates when falling. If you like jump off, then you would activate gravity again. Yep. If you don't do average, you cannot get around curves or angles. Why not? The way I just explained it has no averages. You move slightly forward, and then immediately the trace below you is curved. As long as the distance there isn't like, as long as you're not moving like 20 trees in a single frame, which when you're a squirrel, your speed should not be that, right? You should never have any issues. Right, if you like imagine like this is the full circumference of the tree, you're not going across, you're just going And you can always do a trace in front and behind as well. If your main one fails, you can check then behind you, and then place yourself back down on the one behind you, or the one in front of you. But I doubt you need that one if the one underneath you fails, then you can check this way. A trace wouldn't get you around the 90-degree angle? Why do you need 90-degree angles? You're doing trees. Trees don't have 90-degree angles. Squirrels aren't known to climb 90-degree angles anyway. Why do you even need 90-degree angles? And if you need 90-degree angles, then easy solution. Easy solution. Here's your 90-degree angle. Here's your character. Right here, your character can trace down. If it fails, immediately trace this way, and then see where it hits. And if it hits here, if it hits around where your character is but lower, then you just place your character down there and adjust the rotation based off the normal of the hit, which you have that information based on the trace you did, and then you put it there. Problem solved. There's no reason to do 90-degree angles for a squirrel, but that's the simple solution. It's all based off where your character's standing and if there's something underneath them or not. You either go along the curve, there's something underneath, or you can do an extra trace to see where to put them back. 90 degrees because jumping on a wall from the ground is 90 degrees? No. No, you don't need to do that. There's much easier. You don't. Here's your character, right? You're way overcomplicating things. Here's your character, right? You want them to be sideways onto this wall. You walk to the here. You make sure that the character, let's say, is in the air, so they're jumping, not just walking. Or either way, you just have a simple bounding box right here. And when your character overlaps said bounding box, it takes the angle of this object and sets your character there. So as soon as you walk over it, it just sets it. And then you obviously would play a transition animation. And that's it. There's no tracing. And then your character continues to trace down. The entire time, your character is just tracing down. There's now a hitbox that it triggered. That now it's doing this. And you can make it so it only activates if you jump. And so when you jump, it will activate, and then it'll just do this. And again, your character is always tracing down. There's no reason to trace any other direction. Done. No more gravity changes or rotating the whole character, because those were things you took. No, you set the gravity. Yeah, of course you set the gravity, because you need to turn off the gravity down when you set it towards the wall. Yeah. Or you just turn off gravity entirely. You disable gravity and you just do movement based off the traces. And you just set your character to be flying or whatever it is. There's several ways of doing it. But either way, the trace down, jump, set rotation, turn off gravity, or change gravity. Or, you know, if changing gravity is too complicated, I'm just throwing out another option of just, hey, do trace. Done. But the point is, I just want to show that you don't need to overcomplicate this. This is not something that I feel like needs a complicated system. Sometimes simpler is better. I think projectile. Where is my I need like an explosion. I have the it's under zones. Floor dot. Let's put these out of here into abilities. That would make more sense. And then let's set up a blueprint to trigger that explosion. And then we just have a explosion setup. Gravity is the key problem for controls. It is very hardly in UE code. Most tutorials will give you basic controls. They are all just the basics, exactly why you stop looking into it. Yeah, kill gravity, just remove it entirely then from the equation. Rotate the actor. Do the traces relative to the actor's right forward vector. Movement all based the character's forward vector. Done. Traces to take care of the gravity. Easy peasy. Yeah, by easy peasy, but right, it's not complicated. Intermediate at best. Thank you for taking the time combining everyone's tutorials is what you're doing to patch the broken things. Yeah, that's normal. That's what I did to learn all my stuff. I watched like 5 tutorials, figure out all the parts that I want, and try to grab a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, Frankenstein it all together and get what I want. Yeah. That's how I learn. Combined with a little trial and error to glue it all together. Yeah. That is pretty much What do I do to learn? So I like watching tutorials, like a bunch of different ones, even on stuff that I already know. I'll at least skim them. Maybe there's a new way of doing something I didn't think about. Maybe there's a node that I didn't know about. There's a mentality or a thought process I wasn't thinking about. It's good stuff. Tutorials are great, but outdated fast. You're not using tutorials right. The majority of... Okay. A lot of people that watch tutorials watch them wrong. They'll just learn the nodes that you need to place and in the order you need to place them to get the X result. But what you should be looking at is trying to think of, why are we doing this? What am I trying to achieve? Why are we using these nodes? Not all tutorials are going to tell you this, but if you watch like the basics of whatever, like an inventory system, and you watch one tutorial, second tutorial, third, fourth, fifth, 5 different ways of doing tutorial, you see some of the stuff is always the same and some of them is different, or some parts of it. And you start thinking, okay, why are they doing it this way? This guy did this thing, this guy did this thing, and this guy did this thing. The result is slightly different because of their use cases. Now, once you start understanding and thinking about that stuff, that's what you need to get out of the tutorial. The nodes you can look up later. You need to understand the thought process and learn, basically learn to learn is the best way I can describe it. Learn to learn. Tutorials weren't outdated, they just stopped because the bugs or didn't push past a certain point and call it done. Oh yeah, that's normal. Depending on which channel you're looking at, that's typically all they're just showing you how to get started. Because going from getting started to an advanced thing in that system takes a lot of time. But showing how to someone to get started and understand the basics of it is very simple. That's why there's a lot more of those. There's always going to be a lot more basics tutorials, less intermediate, and very, very few advanced tutorials out there for whatever topic. Just how it is. How it's always been. Oh yeah, I never did finish removing this stuff. These. One of these. Come on. Which ones are they? Okay, I've turned off every one of them. Oh, wait. Oh, there's a freaking section on the bottom I missed. God damn it. There we go. I was looking all over here and there was this section. God damn it. Free pack? No. Paid pack. 4 a.m. Why? Go to bed. Yeah, these are great, but yeah, none of these are free. All by the same person I've been using. Mr. Game, something like that. Yeah, there you go. That one. Or Doctor Game? Fire is so common that using free stuff won't matter? Good fire is hard to find. Stylized fire is even harder to find. Like this? Good luck finding this. It's fire, right? It was just fire and rocks. But for it to look as good as this, you're not finding that for free. Loads of that in fact, if you can find me one that is stylized like this on Fab for free, I will be very, very, very surprised. Because I don't think it exists. Custom overlap character. No, overlap pawn. I do this all the time. Pawn up. In meteor form? Look, I'll make it easy on you. If you show me any good fire that is stylized for free, I will be very impressed. In any kind of like... Yeah. Would you buy a VFX asset to Fab? I mean, when you buy a VFX asset, how do you make sure an asset is optimized? I don't. There's no way to do that. Do you buy only at trusted vendors? I mean, how do you know a vendor is trusted? What? Also, welcome in, Jasmine. Hope you're doing well. You have no information. You try one and hope for the best. That's pretty much all you got, unfortunately, with freaking their system. You got nothing. Nothing to go off of. Do I want to expose this thing? I probably want to just expose it. If I'm exposing it, then I really don't need the damage dealer. So I can just set it there. Loads of fire, but good ones are rare. Yeah. You have to have the pics and videos. That's it. Yeah, like if like even finding good models is very hard because almost no one will show you the topology, right? How do you know a model is good? You don't. You can only look at it and use your best judgment, which is not good enough no matter how good of an expert you are. Like, if I go on Fab now, here. All right, here I am on Fab. There's the where's the free for this for the time period stuff? Limited time free. This one. Right, this is one of the very few assets on Fab that I've ever seen that shows the topology. Ever. If you're doing models, I would love to see it to know whether I should buy something. But no one will ever show their topology, which is a bad sign usually. But also, like you could look at this and like this is all good. Like this seems all fine. Like maybe this fits your aesthetic. Like I think some things here don't quite work, but that's a personal thing. And then you look here, like, oh, okay, like this looks good. And then like, okay, cool. Like that, the topology here. Oh, what happened? Right, because if you look here, like, oh, actually right there, I thought maybe it's ending, but even there, n-gons, right? N-gons there. You can really see them here, a bunch of n-gons. So either this is a giant n-gon, or these are not welded. In either case, topology-wise, this is a problem. And they clearly know enough to do stuff like this, but this is also not the best way you can do it. So it's a double-edged sword showing your topology. If I come here, right? Because I just want to show. Right? This is all fine. But just do this. Just do this. This is a plane. What is the point of these edge loops here? If it's separating material, okay, fair. But then again, do this here. Because that is less topology, right? Because you're having one edge versus two edges, right? Again, does that mean this is bad? No, it's not bad, but it could be better. The big problem is this one. This stuff is the main problem, right? So, yeah, ideally you'd probably just do either this, right? Or again, like, why is this edge here? If this edge is not needed, then putting this like here, right? while not pretty, is the least amount of triangles you could have without messing up the shape. What is this edge doing? Right? Do you see the problem with showing topology and why nobody ever does? What is this edge doing? It's not adding anything to the silhouette of this. It's just extra topology. Does it matter for the shape? Not at all. But the point I'm trying to get, this is why nobody shows their topology. Because as a buyer, I might not purchase this now, knowing this topology. Is it usable? Absolutely. This is a flat plane. This won't have any problems, most likely. But if I ever plan to add a bevel here for whatever reason, I don't know why I would, but let's say I want to add a bevel at some point, or like do something else, or add displacement, or I don't know. This gives me concern. That's pretty much what I want. The summary of what I said, wanted to like explain. Like, yeah, you're not getting any info on Fab. And that's just the way it is. You find any VFX animation you like and change the colors and make it look fiery, so that counts. Yeah, I mean, you can do that. You definitely won't look like fire, but it'll look fiery, yes. M5 VFX, you like their stuff? Gonna remix the models most of the times? Yeah, but that takes a lot of time. And a lot of times, remeshing a model takes longer than just making it from scratch yourself. If you're a good modeler, I can speak it from experience, I would much rather model a lot of stuff clean from scratch using reference or what's in my head, which is, then it's even easier, than clean up someone else's. Unfortunately, I do that a lot at work. I wish I didn't. I hate it. But because a lot of times you're like, oh, we were doing it so fast, we're trying to hurry, and I get this just garbage model that is just, like, what do I do with it? Like, I am very much a proponent of, if you take a little bit more time, not like don't do it slow and like methodical, but like take a little bit more time, it'll save you exponentially more time later. Like most of the time. And about 1 or 2 plugins for handling non-shader controls. Yeah, plugins is a good one to buy. Because usually a lot of those are C++ or complex systems. Yeah. You show your topology if you put stuff here. You're a good modeler. Good. Yeah, I started as a modeler, pretty much. That was my, like, focus. Although I was doing environment stuff, but yeah. Reduce harder than just do better. Yeah. Yep. Pretty much. That worked. Damage dealer. I'll just plug yours. The damage dealer. Let's do a delay. Ooh, I need a spawn delay, not a trigger delay. It's probably fine. I'm pretty sure begin overlap will trigger on existing stuff. Is just. Oh, I can try on him. Did not. In Molly and Blender, when you were 15, when I learned programming, you're just really good at it. Good. Hey, do whatever you enjoy. If you like programming more than the artistic side, nothing wrong with that. Change the collision preset with the update checked after the delay. I want to know if it will catch an already overlapped actor. Oh, you know what I can do? I can just spawn this. I'll spawn with a button. I'll do. I want to know if it will catch whatever's overlapping it on creation. I guess their whole point of it is there's a delay. But yeah, we'll just do that. So spawn actor from class. Needs to be open for whatever reason. Make just so I don't die. Did I remove the print string? I did. Lots of days learning that spawn from code versus something that was spawned in editor applied different collisions. What a pain. Spawn from code or something that was spawned in editor applied different collisions. What collisions does code do? I would have thought that it's the same thing because it's based off whatever you're spawning. It's default collisions, no? Why would it be different? Yep, I got a hello. Okay, it works on initial overlap. Good. I thought it did. I just wanted to confirm. So if I wanted to just trigger this as just an explosion that happens somewhere, I can. Good. So what I can do now is I wanted to see what happens if this is in the air. Oh, cool. So I can have this all actually in the air. I don't need to have this in the ground if I don't want to. Good to know. Do you get humble bundle things? I've gone sound stuff, but that's it. I also have the monthly thing bundle, but because I'm grandfathered in and I just can't bring myself to cancel it. Because even though I don't play many games from there, it's just the value's too good. There's cool UE5 there. I've never seen good UE5s. I've seen environments there, but that's not good. I don't want environments that are useless to me. Hang on, let's see what they have. Unity is there's I don't think there's no in Guys 3D. Horrible for Unreal. Stay away. Oh, this one says Unreal. Okay. So this is the Humble Bundle level up 5K Worlds building assets. It's for Unreal, right? There's a bunch of Unreal assets you can get here. Right? It shows you have Unreal versions for a bunch of these, probably all in Fab. Fantastic. There's, oh my god, look at the great value, great value. Here's the thing you gotta look at though. How many of these would you ever buy and use for your project if it wasn't here? Because none of these fit the style of the game I'm currently making. So what am I paying for here? I'm losing whatever the amount of money I want to give to get effectively nothing in terms of my actual needs. Because the assets are all different styles, they can't all work together. So what am I getting here exactly? Personally, I would never buy these. I don't want assets. If these gave me plugins or non-assets, I would buy them for those things if I needed those plugins. And then some of those plugins still needs to be, right, then more expensive than buying this entire pack. Because again, I don't want assets just to have assets. They're not helpful for me. It's just me throwing money away. This is how I look at it. Investing for future projects? No, that's not how it works. It's not an investment. Investment gives you return. You're just throwing away money. You know what this is like? It's like sales at a grocery store. You can buy one or you can buy two and the second one's 50% off. That looks like a good deal. But what actually happened?
The ads strike without warning, but I strike first.
What actually happened?
Frozen.
What actually happened is you just spent 50% more money. You were going to buy one, and you were happy with one, but you're like, oh, but 50% off on the second one. So I just might as well buy it, even though you didn't need it. So now you didn't save money. You spent 50% more money. That's how I see it. I know it's not how everyone sees it, but that's how I see it. I'll be right back while ads are going. I'm back. You have a game dev style and that fits you very well? Then there you go. That works for you then. For me, it doesn't work at all. The other problem with getting a bunch of different asset packs, by the way, is they all have their own master materials. They have their own setups. You don't know if their topology all matches. You don't know if their tri-count, their pixel density and everything matches, right? It's very much a hit and miss whether two packs will ever work together in an actual, like, full-on production setting. If you're, like, rendering, then it doesn't matter, obviously, but for, like, Snog style. Yeah. You always need a toilet roll. If you buy it on sale, you made out better because you will need it again in the future. Sure. Yeah, of course. But this is not a toilet roll. You're not guaranteed to need these down the line. Right. You're not guaranteed to need these. That's why. That's my whole point. Let's see about spawning. I need to. I can't do what I did here, can I? No, because they need to be standalone. I can't send this through. Okay, yeah, I can't send this through. They have to be standalone. Okay, let's do get instigator. Has to be this system. Damage override. To variable, so we can actually set it. I'd like to fire up the discussion with more wood, but 4:34. You start at 9 a.m. Oh, Jesus Christ! Why are you up at 4:34 if you work at 9? Go to sleep, Jesus Christ! You had lots of them in your wish list, and now you can clear some slots. I mean, yeah, if there's stuff you specifically wanted to get, then yeah, absolutely. I've never bought a single environment. When Fab did their whole the highest types of things that people buy, environments was the number one thing, if I recall. And that surprises me. Because environment is, I feel like, needs to all work together. Unless it's all realistic, but then it's a little easier to work together. But even then, I don't know. I mean, I'm an environment artist, to be fair. So probably not fair. Sometimes sleeping is impossible. The only time I've ever had trouble sleeping is if I have anxiety. In which case, I just take care of whatever. I tend to try to take care of whatever it is the next day if I didn't the day before. Like I did something that maybe upset someone and I feel bad about it, and then like, okay, I won't sleep very well, but then I'll try to just apologize the next day, for example, and then I'll feel better. And then anxiety goes away. Ooh, knockback distance. I'll also promote that to a variable. And the rest is fine. The other thing that makes me not want to ever buy asset packs is this nonsense. Still scrolling. Still scrolling. Still scrolling. Oh, I'm at the bottom finally. I can't organize this. This is a mess. And by the way, old UE4, 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 UE4. I can't even get rid of it. I don't want more shit here. I can't even find the stuff that I already have. Also, I love how it says there's an item downloaded. Usually that says there's an update. And there's no updates that it shows here. Like, I love that. Epic. Why is your stuff all so shit? Unreal is good. But why is everything else so shit? Do I put a let's just call it grenade, or I guess small explosion. Small. I need a control of scale, or I guess I don't. Yeah, let me do a scene component. Throw you guys here. And set scale. Scale. Want to be a float. Default 1. So here I can scale it to like 3. Or 3. That there was a way to hide it on the website, but you could be mistaken. I don't care about the website. Why would I be on the website? Should be able to remove things from your vault if you want. You'd think so, wouldn't you? That'd be ideal. I'd love that. You can't do anything. You can't organize it. You can't do anything. And that's just how it's always been. How long has Unreal and the Epic Launcher been around? They've never updated a single time. Or if they've updated, nothing that is like user focused on that side. When did Epic launcher for Unreal. Okay. Epic Game Launcher was from 2014. 2014. And it only has gone worse after Fab. It's only gone worse. The organization is even worse now. So. Hell if I know what the hell they're thinking. Or I guess not. Why is it not working? What's going on? Why is it not immediately spawning? Eh? Okay, this is odd. First of all, it's not doing the damage. Second of all, why is there a delay? With a new in-launcher Fab, we can go to the Fab, then into your library, then search from there. Much better, but at the other tab. That's not better. I mean, if you want to use Fab, you just go to Window Fab. It'll just pull it up, so you just add it directly to your project. Like, that's nice. And they finally added some search functionality. But hold on, did they fix the? No, they haven't. So, I'll open it in a incognito just so I can demonstrate this. I guess it doesn't matter. Here, if you are in Fab, look how bad this is. Okay, this is like Basics 101. Okay, I want to search for castle. Oh, actually, hold on. I want to search for tassel. I mean, I actually misspelled it. Let me press home, end, home, end, home, end. Why am I selecting this? Why is my text? Why am I not going to the end of the text? home, goes to home, but it also selects this. If I press enter, it'll do that first thing because this has it selected. It used to be where this wasn't here, and it used to select Unity. It was even worse. But home and end, you see what it's doing? I want to go to the end of my text field like a normal person. Home, end, home, end. Do you see how my pressing home goes to the beginning of the text and end goes to the end of the text? Like normal? What happened? What is this? I hate Fab. I passionately dislike Fab. I think the visual of the explosion is delayed. I think that's what it is. I think the explosion visual is delayed. And it's not actually my... Yeah, it's just a little bit delayed. If I move it. Yeah, there's a slight delay. Okay, can we fix that slight delay? Can I make it at all start sooner? Is there any way? Yeah, like the first half second. Oh, does that work? No. There's a setting, isn't there? Warm-up time, 0.5. What just happened? 0.5. Okay, you won't do 0.5. Okay. So now it's immediate, effectively. There we go. Now it's correct. And the damage is correct as well, because otherwise it wouldn't be doing that much damage. And I can do a slight delay if I want to. Let's say 1 second delay. Oh. Did it? What just happened? How did it go over my head? We're still got to rework a bunch of this AI stuff, but that's what we're working on right now. Oh. Why is this affecting... That shouldn't be affecting... Oh. I only tested this with lobbing projectiles, so I didn't have this problem. Okay. We don't destroy the actor. But we should destroy self. Destroy the projectile. Right, the static mesh or any effect should get removed. Get all get components by class. Static mesh component for each loop. Set visibility off. And then turn off all the collisions. But you need to do it also for sprites and everything else as well. Can I just do get all components? Get all. Is there any way of doing? I need to do this for static meshes. I need to do it for sprites, and I need to do it for Niagara effects. Get child components. Component. But child end of. Okay, get child components. Put all. Thank you. For each loop, set visibility to be off. Thank you. That's the one I was looking for, but my brain was not remembering what it was called. Let's go to sleep. Okay, well, a few other things. I need to trigger event destroyed. On event destroyed, or guess trigger event destroyed. And I also need to do can I do that? This does not have a movement component, does it? Set velocity to 0. And then can I just do remove component or destroy? Destroy component. Because clearly it's about to be destroyed, so just stop moving. Why was there a shadow there? Shoot me again. No, it's fine, right? That. Did I get hit by 2 of them? I got hit by 2 of them. Okay. Okay. Couple of things. The lifetime needs to be lower because we shortened it by half a second. But that's working, I want to say. And if we change the delay on this thing to be like, I don't know, 0, so no delay, immediate explosion, should still be fine. Yeah. Five seconds. I think that's working. Yep. Yeah. Cool. Did it. So now we have an explosion that we can set up. Let's do small, medium, and large. Medium will be 1 scale, and large be 2 scale. So if I'm feeling masochistic, I'll just put large on this thing. Oh look, I'm saying, oh god. Hold on. Should be again. I want to stand in the middle of those. Right here. It's cool. I can add a little bit of randomness to the delay, but I feel like it's fine. Obviously, it wouldn't. That is not for this ability. But the fact is, I can have it. So that's all I want to make. Is that a main boss? No, that's just a dummy that I'm testing on. That's just a regular mob. That happens to have a projectile that I'm using for testing. That would be very underwhelming of a boss, I feel like. Not in terms of its ability, but in terms of just how epic it looks. Down here. Or our bosses. Like, they're still like free ones that I got and converted, so they're still not the like most awesome looking ones, but there's one. Slightly different size. There's another. God, they always take so long. There's another. And the last one. I think these are a little better for bosses. Obviously, they're still not quite right. But like all of them will get a full rework. I'm going to be removing the outline as well from these guys. The pixel density will be changing once we get the character in. So this left one is the pixel density I'll probably be going with. This is the current character build. Just get rid of these. For reference, basically, we're going from this to this. Hard to see, but so we're replacing good old Manny with her once she's done. That'll be the plan. A little bit of a nicer character, I'd say. This is about the pixel density I think I want to go. I was playing around with higher as well, like all the way to here, you can see. But I feel like the pixel look kind of is best here while still maintaining the aesthetic of like it is still reading fine. Man, he looks so short compared to Eris. I mean, I guess. I mean, she's probably a little bit too tall right in this thing. I'll probably just scale her down a bit. Be fair. If I did 4. Yeah, that's better. That was a good point. That was a good point. So now it's about the same height. But a little bit, you know, a little bit better of a character, this one compared to this one. He looks so bulky. He looks like a brick wall compared to the new character that's being created. Brick house. And by the way, she's standing like straight facing this way. He's angled facing this way. So he's actually would be wider if he stood like straight. He's at an angle. So technically speaking, he should have, this is his slimmer look. Once she stands like angled, right, and looks forward, the same pose as he does, she'll appear even slimmer. Yeah. Still looks good. Yeah, this is the test. This is the higher res test we can see with it. Again, before any of the like high res sculpt and before any of the textures. And then this was the outline test that no longer works. This outline test still. Eh. Whatever. Anyway, there was an outline thing that I was doing, basically to toggle the outline of her on and off, because that's what we'll be doing for elites. So basically, when it'll be an elite, it will have an outline of a certain color. Once a champion, it'll also be bigger of a character, but you'll immediately be able to tell certain things based on the outline color of enemies. So like an elite maybe will have a red outline. A champion maybe will have a blue outline. Or bosses don't need an outline, but right. And then trash mobs will just be trash mobs, no outline. So maybe something like that I can imagine, but either way, like I'll have an outline as an option to like show some kind of effect instead of just the way they are now, which is just all of them have it, right? Like this just has an outline. He just has an outline, but I think it looks better without the outline. It fits the environment more without the outline. So that's what I'll be doing. I think this is the plan. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so I'd say lob projectile to delayed explosion is working. I think we have all the movements and all the basic attacks done. So I think we set up the characters starting tomorrow. I obviously still need to do this stuff. Some of them we can already do. Leave Dawn on the ground as walking. We could probably already set up something for that. We just need to... Right? We have most of the stuff ready for that. Radial projectile attack. Should be able to do... Yeah, I need to... This one needs a rework of my system. Multiple projectiles and arc. We already have that kind of as a setup. But, yeah, we need to... We just need to adjust things. Yeah. Should work. So tomorrow we will start going and reworking the AI of every single base mob. The plan basically is to set it up where we have the trash tier, the elite tier, and the champion tier. And then based on whichever one it is, based on whatever tag it has, basically, it will either do basic abilities or the basic and more advanced abilities. We're obviously not going to be setting up the more advanced abilities yet. We're just going to set up the base. But that'll come afterwards once we start setting up the other ones. So maybe, for example, the base one just throws a projectile at you. Shoots a single projectile goes right at you. The elite one maybe has a homing projectile. Homing projectile. Or maybe it spawned like the base enemy just shoots a projectile, and the elite one also spawns a laser somewhere in the world that just spins. I think it could be cool. All right, so every single pack will be a little more unique because we do have random enemies, and then we can control and do things based on the mob. I think will be a lot better than it currently is. And then I'll probably remove or modify the running away mechanic, because them running away is just not working as great. Am I leaving? Not forever. If it makes you feel better. It's near the end of the stream. It seems like a good Stopping point. You will not allow yourself to sleep until you can climb? I mean, that's one way to do it, but sleep sometimes helps. You know, sometimes you have to sleep on something and then you're like, oh, in the morning, like, oh, feel refreshed, and you'll think of it immediately. But I would not recommend that. Sleepy time, best time. Absolute best time. You've been on this for 2 weeks, sleep isn't helping? You just spend a month on it. You'll feel damn good when you figure it out finally in the end. Not everything needs to be immediate satisfaction. Or maybe you just need to, like, pause on it, go work on something else, and then when you come back with more knowledge, you'll just be like, oh, that's easy. Hey, Ken, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. You know, sleepy time is good. I like sleepy time. There's no such thing as too many. Too many would be only in the scenario where you already got the correct one, and then you still kept going for a long time afterwards. Then I would say, okay, that you've done too many at this point. Otherwise, I don't think it's too many. Oh, good night, Rain. Yeah. I'm a big proponent of sleep. Sleepy time is best time. I'll be doing that later. But the plan is to finally start AI stuff. It is the 17th tomorrow. So we have... is the first again on a Sunday? So I guess it's going to be again releasing on Monday. Okay, well that means I have effectively pretty much 2 weeks to get the AI updated. Okay. I probably won't be fully updated, but I think 2 weeks is plenty of time to get the base AI updated for all the mobs. Yeah. Fingers crossed. Anyways, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you had fun. Maybe learned something. And I will see you all tomorrow for some more, probably misery. I'll probably realize a lot of problems tomorrow when I start doing the AI. Have a good night, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.